Something big is breaking beneath the surface. Ray Dalio, the man who built the world's largest hedge fund, just warned that the US is heading toward a debt-driven reset. But this isn't just about government overspending. It's about the slow collapse of trust in the very system that backs the US dollar, and the rise of something entirely new. This is Global Notes by JP, and today, we're unpacking Dalio's real message, not just what he said, but what it means for inflation, policy failure, and the new battle over who controls money. Dalio's not one for fear-mongering, but this time he's worried. The numbers tell the story. The US government spends $7 trillion a year. It brings in only $5 trillion, and it now pays over $1 trillion a year just to service the debt. That's not sustainable. It's a slow-motion spiral, and it's accelerating. Dalio says countries don't go broke like people or companies. They go broke through devaluation. And that's exactly what's happening. When debt rises faster than income, and there aren't enough buyers, governments print money. And when they do, your dollars lose value, even if they never miss a payment. The US will need to sell $12 trillion in debt next year. But traditional buyers, China, Japan, even domestic pension funds, are backing away. The result? Rising interest rates, falling asset prices, and weaker growth. That forces even more borrowing and more printing. This is the playbook every over-leveraged empire eventually runs. If you find this kind of macro analysis valuable, tap the like button. It helps more people understand what's really happening, and it tells the algorithm this story matters. Dalio proposed a fix. A simple three-part solution to get the deficit down. Raise taxes slightly, cut spending modestly, and ease interest rates back through better fiscal balance. But in Washington, nobody wants to say the quiet part out loud. Voters don't want higher taxes or fewer benefits. So even though everyone agrees privately, the solution never sees daylight. And while policymakers stay frozen, a different kind of shift is already underway. Walmart and Amazon are launching their own stablecoins. These aren't experiments. They're the early architecture of a new monetary system, backed by real-world demand and operating outside the Fed. We broke that story down in a full video. If you haven't seen it, watch it right after this. Because this isn't just about payments, it's about the privatization of monetary power. Back to Dalio. What can we actually do? First, he says, protect your purchasing power. Start with inflation-indexed bonds like TIPS. Then, hold 10 to 15% of your portfolio in gold. Why? Because it's not anyone else's liability. And in times of monetary stress, gold outperforms. Dalio also emphasizes diversification, true diversification, not just across stocks and bonds, but across countries, currencies, and asset types. Because this isn't just a US issue, it's global. Europe is over-leveraged. Japan has been suppressing yields for decades. China is quietly shifting reserves. When all major currencies are being devalued, the game isn't about returns, it's about survival. Dalio says history gives us the pattern. First comes denial, then comes inflation, then comes restructuring, sometimes through commissions, sometimes through crisis. Right now, the US still has time, but it's running out. And as monetary trust erodes, we are entering a new phase, where the fight isn't over dollars versus gold. It's over centralized fiat versus decentralized alternatives. So if you're wondering what comes after the dollar era, watch our full breakdown on Walmart and Amazon's stablecoin strategy. Because this next shift won't be led by the Fed. It'll be driven by the private sector, and it's already begun. Hit subscribe if you want to stay ahead of these macro shifts. Because here on Global Notes by JP, we track the stories behind the headlines and the signals that shape the system.